Kings and Queens, welcome back. It's your boy John Pat, and we are here at the Still Sharpn Still Show podcast, season 4 intro.
Family, if you didn't do it already, please hit that subscribe button. You know, whatever you take from us, you learn and you grow with it. Whatever we take from you, we learn and we grow with it as well. Like, comment, and share, guys.
This episode is featuring my brother himself, the king himself, Mr. Whotookthis. Let the world know who you are, man.
What's up, y'all? It's GP. At Whotookthis on the gram. Going crazy right now, man.
Talk about it.
Talking dirty. So we get right into it. So when y'all have an end goal, right? What's your process? How does that look?
I feel like every end goal, like, realistically should start with, like, you gotta map it out first. Like, because if you just go into something like, oh, I'm gonna do this, you're not gonna be able to, like, keep track of anything, and then you just get all over the place. Then a lot of chaos. But I feel like if you map it out, it's controlled chaos, and that's just easier to manage.
I feel like definitely want to say having a direction. You know what I'm saying? Because when you jump in your car, you ain't just gonna jump in your car and not know where you're going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You definitely wanna have a direction and an idea of your destination at the end of the day.
I feel
you
like
feel me? Because when you asking for directions, you know what I'm saying, you wanna know where you going.
That's a fact.
You feel what I'm saying? You gonna ask somebody direction, like, yo, I'm trying to you get what I'm saying? So absolutely, you definitely wanna control the direction you wanna go.
Right.
As far as the outcome, you know what I'm saying? Because it helps, very much so helps, and I feel like it helps because it keeps you on track. You know what I'm saying? And it helps you to watch your progress. You feel me? As you get into that destination, when you know where you want to go. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how it starts. You definitely want to know where you want to go. So I feel that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely could relate to that.
No, I feel like with me, big bro, like, I think when it comes to any time I have a process or any goal, I think what gets me to that end goal is repetition. Like, I don't know if y'all ever heard how the human brain works. It's similar to, like, a computer.
For sure.
Similar to, like, programming. So, like, with me, I give you an example. So working out, like, in high school, I was kind of big my whole life, and one of my main things was trying to lose weight. So having my main goal was trying to lose weight. I think the biggest part of that process, though, was more so like the repetition, like, you know, the persistence, being consistent, and, you know, just keeping going and persevering through everything. Like, talk about a time for you where you had to persevere through a process.
Well, I feel like that's like every day, but speaking of what you was talking about, like in high school, I was playing football, so
For sure.
yeah, like it was kind of like required to, you know, be kind of bigger and stuff. But
I feel like
in regards to health, it wasn't the best for me. So like in high school, I was like, the most I ever weighed was like 320. And I'm only like 5'8", so that's like crazy. But I was playing football, so like it looked good on the field, but everyday life, like walking up the stairs, getting tired mad quick, or you just like sweating OD, walking outside. It's just annoying. So when I got to college, like I had a scare, like my chest was feeling real tight one night.
For real?
I was scared, bro. Like I was crying, like I was like, "Yo, Mom, like I don't know what's wrong. Like, I never felt like this before. Like my chest is tight. Like I'm nervous, anxious. Like, so I guess I was having an anxiety attack, bro. But
that shit is
That's
real.
what it sounds
yeah,
like.
so like when I went to the hospital, they got my blood pressure was real high. So I had to end up actually getting on high blood pressure medication. Like, damn. First year out of college though, because I had stopped playing ball when I had first went to school, and I was just like eating, not really like working out and stuff like that. So that caught up with me. So it like really just woke me up and like nah, you really gotta like take your health serious. I stopped eating fast food as much. I stopped like just when my friends would want to go out to eat, I'll be like, all right, let me get a salad and some water. You feel me? Like you're not just falling into like that. Everybody else eating
That's
that.
right.
You know,
Standard,
like you gotta, like you said, repetition. Like it's like discipline. Everything in life is discipline. So you gotta really just stay like on it. Thank God to this day, like right now I'm weighing in at 230.
So all right, shout out to you, big bro.
220, 230. I'm trying to keep going though. So stay motivated. Yeah. Like repetition, like you said.
No, it's crazy because when you get, we talk about this timelessly. Like you gotta go through the emotions, and you gotta grow through the emotions. Forgive me, and not just go through it. You feel what I'm saying? So you grew through that. You feel what I'm saying? More power to you for sure, because it's like that was a moment that really hit you differently. And to bring it back a little bit, You feel me? Because that was a moment that really hit you differently as well. I want you to help the community understand, like, well, help the community paint a picture of another moment, you know what I'm saying, in your adolescence where you felt like taking a non-traditional route was more important and more beneficial to you, and why? You feel what I'm saying?
Alright, that's a good question. You're wilding today.
Listen, you know how we do it.
Yeah,
Teach
right.
teach one,
That's a
baby.
fact. Dang, I gotta think about that one. I guess like growing up in Brooklyn, like being from New York, like when you gotta have tough skin. But like it's a difference between being a regular kid from Brooklyn having tough skin and being a big kid from Brooklyn with tough skin. I feel like when you fat, you go up to Brooklyn, you automatically gotta be some type of funny. People coming at you every day like, oh, you're fat ass this, da. Who farted? They pointing at you. You feel me? Everything is at you when you're a big kid growing up in Brooklyn. So I say like just me taking like, I wouldn't call it bullying because I feel like you kids, like you're gonna have to go through that.
No matter what.
You feel me? Like it's, even when you're an adult and you at your new job, like it's gonna be some other adult there that's gonna try to talk to you a certain type of way, move around, just force you to do certain things that you don't want to do. So I say like just growing up big, like me having to accept that I wasn't like regular in a sense, like to society, but to me I felt mad regular. Like I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like I'm still a kid. Like I'm still playing at recess. I'm still eating with y'all, doing everything. So I had to like just become like comfortable with not being, I guess, in the societal norm, like not fitting the standards of society. Like, oh, he's a bigger kid. Like now, people be like, oh, like you the coolest big dude I ever met, and it's like
I feel like that, you the coolest dude.
Yeah, but it's like I feel like that's like me growing up and like accepting like, all right, people gonna talk to me how they talk to me, whatever, but I'ma still be me. So it is what it is. Like that's why I developed like this nonchalantness and like this attitude towards life that I just really, I don't care about nothing. Like I just be trying to vibe out.
You know why I respect you? Only because like I feel like when I was bigger and stuff growing up, one of my biggest potholes in my life was trying to gain confidence.
Yeah,
You feel what I'm saying? So like you growing up and being very, you know, you gotta adapt to society because, like you said, boy said the biggest, coolest guy I met, or the coolest, biggest dude. Like,
Forgive me not to cut you off too.
That's crazy.
Because I said it's fire, but it's like just to really think about, like, damn, why you gotta specify that?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Why you gotta specify?
But that's
Why can't it be cool?
That's because like it's not, like I said, it's not a societal norm for like bigger dudes to be like the cool guy.
I feel like
But then when you think about it, like this is the thing that like brought my confidence all the way up. I was talking to my mom one day. You know, mom's always going, you know,
Give you the
the love and all of that.
Yeah.
But she kept it real. She was like, yo, to be honest, Zay, like kings in Africa, they fat. Like if you skinny, you poor. So I'm like, yo, ma, like you right. Like why I'm letting these peasants, these bums, like try to talk crazy to me, and I'm a king. Like I'm eating good. I don't gotta starve at night. She feeding me. Like, you know, it's not necessarily as far as my health, but it's like, yo, I'm well off. Like, I can't even complain. Like, am I really mad that my mom could provide food for me and I'm just enjoying it? Like, even though it might be overeating, it's still like,
You're enjoying
I can have that. And a lot of kids, they go home, they can't eat. They eating Chinese every day of the week.
Yeah.
Not, you feel me? So it's like maybe 3 days of the week. So it's just everything is perception of life.
No, I wanna relate to that because, like I was saying, when I was bigger and stuff like that, I had a huge problem with gaining confidence. And one of the things that, you know, we have goals. So when I was big, we wanted to always make sure that we was trying to be slimmer. Like you'll look yourself in the mirror, like, damn,
all the time.
I wish I was. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like when I got to high school and I had that transitional, like that shift, and I'm like that mindset, like, nah, I gotta lose weight.
Yeah.
A lot of things on that journey though always threw me off.
Yeah.
So like both of y'all, name me a time like when y'all had a goal, but like you went to the temporary satisfaction for it. You know what I'm saying? So like you was disciplined, you was doing all the right things to get you to that goal, but you just went straight to that temporary moment, that temporary satisfaction.
You want to start it over?
You go ahead. I gotta think about that one.
And that's fire too, bro. More part of that question, because it's like, really and truly with me, it's like, sometimes I can get, well, back in the days, before patient B, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get real anxious, I get real hasty. You feel what I'm saying? I'll be ready to just jump the gun. You feel what I'm saying? Versus just appreciating and respecting the process. So I can say personally, like, when I was looking to get into real estate, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you an example about real estate. I was doing a lot of research, but I just wasn't talking to the people that I needed to talk to. You feel me? So when I understood what I needed to do as far as researching, but not talking to the people to help me better organize my thoughts and arrange my plan so I could execute correctly, you feel what I'm saying? I just jumped the gun and just went to straight buy an LLC. What did I do with the LLC, guys? Nothing.
I mean, you tell me.
Yeah, that's.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to the community. But, you know what I'm saying? Nothing though. I ain't do nothing with it.
So was that the temporary satisfaction? Like you just...
I just jumped right into it. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought that was going to get me to where I wanted to go.
Yeah.
You feel me? You feel what I'm saying? But it was a temporary satisfaction. Satisfactory.
Nah, I be messing up that word all the time.
Yeah, it's tough. My pronunciation is not the best.
But I just wanted to relate, and because I felt like, alright, but let's just say getting a degree, right? You know, a lot of us we all college students, and that was one of our goals, getting a degree, whether it was associates, masters, or your bachelor's, right? And I feel like when it's a goal or any process, you have an emotional roller coaster. You feel what I'm saying? Because you have emotions. So I think the biggest part of getting through a goal is being emotionally intelligent as well. You know what I'm saying? Because let's say if you do have that temporary satisfaction for that little one moment, you got to be emotionally intelligent to tell yourself, you know what? I don't need that. I got to resort back to discipline, resort back to that consistency and be persistent. But for the most part, I noticed that, like, let's say if I, getting a degree, you not doing the correct things, like not, doing your papers on time, though, you going to a party, that's temporary satisfaction. Like you're not trying to really focus on the main goal. Even though you need to have the enjoyment, because I think it's important to, when people go find that temporary moment, it's just for that little joy. They want to just feel happy again. But I feel like sometimes focusing on plan A and not having a plan B gets you further.
100%. And before I give GP the floor, I just wanted to go back and say, if I would've just, like my brother said, took it back, you feel what I'm saying, and ignored the temporary satisfaction, alright, cool, I get the LLC, you feel what I'm saying? Now I could possibly buy cribs. I could possibly get houses under contract. You feel what I'm saying? That made me very excited of knowing that thought, if I could have homes under contract. You feel what I'm saying? Not in my name, you feel what I'm saying, but under the LLC name. And I'm just doing business. You feel me?
Taking that jump, yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? That made me excited. But when I purchased the LLC, what did I do? Nothing, like I said. And it's like, if I would have just took it back and spoke to people that I was in contact with, that I could have built a better relationship with, I probably would have been much further, and probably wouldn't even purchase the LLC as fast as I would have.
I feel that.
You feel what I'm saying? So the temporary satisfaction and things, you just always got to be mindful of what's more important.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
What about you, bro?
But for sure.
Temporary satisfaction, I could relate it to photography. I'll say like, when I first started, like I would like look on Instagram for like inspiration, like different photographers, different like media companies, all of that. Like just looking and seeing like what looks nice to society, like what everybody else thinks looks nice. And I was like, all right, so I just get a camera, and then just start taking pictures, and then like people going just like like mess with it. So I made a page. And I'm like, all right, yeah, I made a page. Like we good. I'm gonna just start posting, and then people going like just start following all that, and it didn't work like that. So I'll say the temporary satisfaction was like me getting the camera and like me making a page and being like, all right, I'm good. Like now we lit. It's about to start.
But you see, once you started, right now, I'm gonna get to that too, but it's the work. We were speaking about that prior to the podcast. Like you can have a goal, but if the work is not being completed, where you going?
Sure.
Exactly.
You could want what you want, but now you gotta know what to do next.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like it's a process. You feel me? So now, like GP said, he got the camera. He got what he thought he needed, and he thought he was lit. But there was much more needed to do.
Way more work to be done.
You feel what I'm saying?
Still more work to be done.
Still be, yeah.
And that's just what it is.
That's what everyday life though.
So, not to cut y'all off. Forgive me. I just wanted to ask, like, to both of you guys, really and truly, what is creativity to you guys? You feel what I'm saying? And explain how you regain focus in moments when you feel creatively fatigued.
Okay. Well, I'll go. I feel like creativity is just like whatever thought comes to your mind. Like I said, perception is creativity to me. So how I could be looking at like a wall or something, and I'm looking at the designs of the wall, and it's like, wow, this reminds me of diamonds. But like somebody else might just be like, man, that's just like mad lines on the wall, you know? So it's like
perspective.
It's all perspective. Creativity to me is just perspective, because somebody could look at one art piece and be like, oh my gosh, this is worth $1 million to me. And then I could bring my friend from on the block, like, yo, bro, look at this painting. Oh, like, what is this, bro? Like, this is just colors on a board. Like,
no energy.
You feel me? So it's like, it's all perspective, bro.
I definitely agree with you. I feel like with creativity, for the most part, I look at it in two ways: perspective, but also secondly, like, there's no limitation. Like, this with creativity is wherever. It's just more so being yourself, and wherever your mind goes, wherever that idea goes, you just go, you run with it, and not try to like think about what other people think about it. You feel what I'm saying? And I think I agree with you with perspective. Like, life is just about different lens. So with journey, with like in a process, right? Having a goal.
Yeah.
Has there been a person that ever like told you, like, you ever had a goal, and then a person ever told you, nah, you shouldn't be doing this, result back to what you was doing?
All the time. So like, I share a story with y'all. I tell everybody. So like, when I first started, I had a friend who had like recommended me to like another lady, like, and I don't hold like no ill feelings or, you know, like, I'm not mad about it at all. But long story short, I booked a shoot with a lady. She booked a shoot with me. She wanted me to come to her where she was located at, set up like a backdrop in her house, lighting and all of that. She wanted me to just come do a shoot, and I was like, yeah, because I just started out. I was like, I'm gonna get some money, I'm gonna get paid. And I learned, well, now all money isn't good money. So, you feel me? If somebody book you, that don't mean you gotta take it, bro. Like, you could still say no, decline, because all money is definitely not good money. It's not worth the hassle. So I went to her house, I did the shoot. The whole time, like, it was when I first started out, so I didn't really have my confidence all the way up. She had like a couple of friends with her, so that definitely made me a little bit more anxious, like being around like more than one person. And this is my first like couple times shooting. I went to I did the shoot. After, she was like trying to like butter me up, like be nice to me and stuff. Like, oh, make my pictures nice, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I got you. And I'm thinking, like, when I'm editing, I'm like, all right, yeah, these look, for what it was, I'm like, these look all right, like, these was cool. I sent her the pictures, and she was like, yo, I could have did a better job on my phone. And I was like, damn, like, that's tough. And that's like, for just starting out, like, you know, you just start doing something, like, you want to get all of the positive reviews that you can, so that one negative review could just like really crush you. So,
yeah, it could really destroy your confidence.
Yeah, and I definitely, like, for like a week was just in the house like, I don't want to take pictures no more. Like,
so let me
go ahead. I was feeling defeated though.
My fault. Let me chime in there real quick. It's like, I appreciate your transparency.
Nah, for real.
Nah, for sure, big bro. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, it'd be hard for them to open up, but more so it's like Big Bro said, Josh said, you wanted to do something, but somebody else came with a whole nother approach. Exactly. You feel me? And it's like, damn, if you feel like you could have did it, you could have did it yourself, first and foremost. But most importantly though, you feel what I'm saying, never allow somebody to deter you from, or discourage you from your creative or your creativity or your uniqueness. You feel what I'm saying? Because how you did it, at the end of the day, you felt like it was good. You feel what I'm saying? But by her saying what she said, it possibly could have definitely stopped you from doing what you did. You feel what I'm saying? And being a photographer.
And I appreciate her for that though. Like, I feel like not to cut you off, but I feel like if we look back at every story, bro, like everybody that's successful, everybody that's so-called doing it, how we supposed to be doing it, they always had a part of this story where it was like, I was doing this and it wasn't working, or I was trying to sell CDs in front of Walmart and they wasn't really messing with me, but now I'm doing this. So it's like, I feel like we need that. Like, I needed her to tell me, yo, I could take better pictures on my phone. Because it made me like, yeah, I was down on myself for like a week or so, but it made me like nah, like, no, you're not gonna tell me that I can't do something that I like doing, that I love doing. Like, this is my perspective.
You know the funny thing, and I'm gonna give you the floor too, Ja. The funny thing is, it comes back to the question that I said prior about you regaining your creativity when you fatigue. You feel what I'm saying? Because you need that. You know what I'm saying? You need that harshness, like that those tough moments. You feel what I'm saying? To really get you where you want to go. You feel what I'm saying? To get you back on your feet.
You know what I seen, bro? And not to cut both of y'all, I seen something that says failure is the mother of success.
It is. You know what I'm
I
saying?
felt that.
Success comes after failure. You gotta fail first just to succeed. You know what I'm saying? I read so much from different sources where it said fail first, fail fast. You know what I'm saying? Fail first, fail fast. You know what I'm saying? Because when you fail first and you fail fast, later on, you're going to have a lot of experience and a lot of wisdom to succeed now. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, experiences make you.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And definitely, let's talk about your brand too. Like, you know, for the people that don't know, you can follow them at Whotookthis. But tell the people, how did you come up with that name?
Yeah.
Who is Whotookthis?
Yeah.
Discuss that.
Alright, so I came up with the name. I was at school. My mom had gifted me a camera, my first camera for Christmas, like in 2017. And I started like, you know, just playing around, taking pictures and stuff. And I was like, I should make a name. And I was seeing like, and it's not a knock to anybody, like I was seeing a lot of like shop by or like so photos, like, and I was just like, man, that's like you said, creativity. I don't think like names like that is like creative. It's like basic to me. Like,
Let me and to chime in, you have one of the most fire names.
I ain't gonna hold you.
I appreciate that. Man. I appreciate.
Who took this? Come on.
Who took that, boy?
Come on.
I appreciate that.
And you could already see the origin of where that could come from in different perspectives.
Yeah.
So asking you in your journey, you ever took a picture or you already spoke about the prior journey, right? But did anything come up after that where it's like it kind of made you refocus your creativity again, like how Brian asked?
Like something that like woke me up. Or
Like you know, more so like you take pictures and you get doubted again. You ever had another doubtful, humbling experience like that?
Yeah, I had like a couple of times. Like when you first start out, like you always gonna go through like your trials and errors and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I had did like a shoot for this girl. Like I had picked the scenery and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Scenery was dope. She was cool with it, but this was like when I started realizing that it's more to just waking up, grabbing your camera, and just like, all right, I'm gonna shoot you.
I was gonna ask you. So, what is photography to you?
So, like, photography to me is like, it's whatever you want it to be, but also I believe like in anything that you do, you should like try to learn it. Like, you know, like try to master what you like doing. So, yeah, like photography can just be like taking a picture, pressing a button, but it's way more that goes into it. I'm pretty sure y'all don't want a lesson on all of that right now, but.
Nah, it's your floor, baby.
Nah, but yeah, like, I'm gonna make a YouTube. I'm gonna start doing like tutorials and stuff like that for the people.
Check that out. We're gonna make a YouTube.
And then, but it's like it's a lot of like studying. Like you gotta know your camera, know your lens, know your equipment, know like outdoor lighting. Like it's a lot of stuff that goes into it. So photography to me is just like whatever the artist thinks it is, just like music. Whatever the artist thinks his music is, that's what her music is, that's what they think it is. Same thing with photography for me.
No, I feel that, bro. I feel that because I feel like whatever you do in life, if it's something that you like doing, whatever it means to you, that's your definition of it. So however you take it and interpret it, that's important. Yeah. So what's your main goal in terms of like what kind of culture are you trying to cultivate in the end goal for Whotookthis?
Absolutely.
I'm trying to cultivate a culture. Like my end goal, honestly, I want to make like a digital magazine. So like I want to have like Whotookthis, but I want it to be like a big like just umbrella for multiple artists, videographers, photographers. So it's like 50 pages of photos, videos, like digitally though. Photos, videos, music, whatever, but it's no like label, like there's no like, oh, this is the person who made this. So it's literally like who took this, who made this, who composed this. So it's just like bringing back that like I don't need to attach a face and what somebody does to their work. I want to bring that back, like bring the quality of the work back versus like what that person is or who you think they might be.
And you can get away with a lot of shit because who took it? Literally, like who took this?
Who took it? You just gonna be scrolling looking like, oh, this is dope.
No, absolutely.
But then, you know, of course we're gonna have like a
credit or
yeah,
you know, some type of
like that, but that's for the people who really, really, really care. Like, I gotta know who did this. So
yeah,
that's
definitely.
That's the end goal though for me. I want to make some dope like projects and just collab with everybody I could collab with.
Recognition is always going to be in a collaboration. You feel what I'm saying? Because you're making it about others and not just yourself. You feel me? And I just want to continue to say, again, more power to you, big bro.
Appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? Because like at the end of the day, when I was reading the bio pretty much, or like what you look at your platform as, is just pretty much acknowledging another component of taking a good picture, and that's the photographer side, which I love and I value it so much. You feel me? I just wanted you to help the Still Sharp and Still community understand the process of starting your brand, and more so not even just starting it, but how time consuming it was to get through the journey.
And let me add on to that too. A lot of people don't know how to start. Still Sharp and Still, just when it comes to like a goal, it's just be starting that goal.
Absolutely.
So we all can relate. So talk about that.
Well, I feel like honestly, like me, you, like every day we have a thought. Like, I would like to do this, or what would this be like if I tried this? And it's like really like it's just action, bro. Like like I said, like learning photography, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Like, all right, I could say I want to be a photographer, I could get a camera, but am I reading articles? Am I watching YouTube videos? Am I taking training? Am I going out shooting every day to learn like how to better myself? So starting, I feel like you have to know what you want to do. You have to actually want to do it, and you have to be disciplined to do the steps that's gonna allow you to get there. Like
similar to a journey though.
Yeah, like you
Absolutely.
said, with the car, like
With the call,
point
for sure.
A to point B, like
feel what
you
I'm
know
saying?
how you gonna get
But
there.
people fear to work.
People fear to work because people lazy, and like I'm not gonna lie, like I feel like when we fail, like we don't like to be honest and be transparent and say I could have did this better. Like I came in here and said like, yo, Shorty said I could have took better pictures on the
For
phone.
sure.
Like
For
I didn't
sure.
have to come up here and say that. I could
Be real
have
with yourself.
I could have came up with, yo, since I came out, I was fired. Like nah, like for what? So I feel like people don't like to accept failure and accept them not being their best selves, and that's why they don't want to do the work.
Not to cut you off, is a delayed gratification, and also they don't want to do the work because, in their opinion, it's very time consuming. Which I could imagine for you taking the time to educate yourself on the things that you need to educate yourself to propel you to the next level. I'm saying it's time consuming, but on a good side.
Yeah, it's an investment.
It's an investment.
It's an
I'm saying it's time equals investment.
Right.
You
And
feel what I'm
time is the
saying?
most important thing we
Very
have.
most,
Like
very
more
most
important
important.
than money. That's why I said earlier, like all money isn't good money. Like time is more important than money to me. Like, yeah, I came to shoot you, but I could have been, spending
Somewhere
time with
else.
my family, spending time with my girl, something like I could have been doing something different than coming here to give you a service.
Absolutely. And just to piggyback on that, is like she could appreciate his time and also just appreciate him for the fact that he took the time to not only come but do the work.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? And whether or not she felt that it was good in her perspective, just appreciate it and try to understand. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's where the confusion lies. Like a lot of people, they tend to be real. They tend to lack understanding. You know what I'm saying? Or some consideration, some form of consideration. You feel what I'm saying? They lack it a lot. So I feel that, big bro.
And let me ask you too, like gangster, we all see Pay to Fall, right?
You know that.
You being a photographer and you being from Brooklyn. You remember the part Pay to Fall, they was all taking pictures and all that stuff, right? Like, talk to me about like, having perspective being in Brooklyn, like, capturing different settings in Brooklyn.
Yeah. All right. Well, like honestly, Paid in Full, like I feel like that's my favorite movie of all time. So like a lot of like my life, I wouldn't say I base it off Paid in Full, but like that flashiness and like that swag that you walk with, like I learned a lot of that from like Paid in Full, like Bill Bellamy, how to be a player.
But so this is what I wanted to ask you. So you remember in Pay to Fall, they was taking a picture and it was like a memory, right? What I really wanted to ask you, when you think about the generation from how photos are so normal now, but then when they was taking pictures, it was like we gonna flash because cameras not out, pictures is not really a
with
thing.
the phones and
You know what I'm
stuff.
saying?
Yeah,
So
nah,
like,
that's true.
do you feel like now
That's
people be
true.
trying to capture good moments, or they just quick to take a flick
Well,
rather than a memory?
I don't
You
know,
what I'm
because then they still had disposable cameras back then too. So it was a lot of like house party, like
So you know your history because I don't know.
but it's not even. But you're right. Like when you think about with phones, it's way like quicker. Like
Right.
you don't have to go to the store and get it printed out and like whatever that process was. But it's like back then, I feel like it was just more like because they didn't have their phones, the pictures were probably better. If you could get what I'm trying to say.
I see what you're
Like,
saying.
the vibe was so like we in tune with each other versus oh, let's pose for this picture. You know?
Yeah,
Like, it was like,
yeah.
yo, we really having fun and like we
Yeah.
really enjoying ourselves. It's some guy with a camera. Yo, look at the guy with the camera. Like, you know, versus like now when you go to a party, it's like, all right, we're gonna take pictures at so and so time, like, cause you know we got to do it before we get drunk. And it's like back then, I don't feel like it was a time for nothing. It was just like, let's vibe, like let's just enjoy life. And we was just, and the photographers back then, they were capturing the moment, but the moment to me just looked a lot more genuine back then than it did.
I feel that. I feel that. Because even like right now, I feel like the off guard moments. You know what I'm saying? Even though they off guard, like you could tell, like it's not as genuine.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm
That's
saying?
like off on guard.
It's on guard.
That's a false off guard. Niggas like, yo, take this picture of me, bro. I'm
Yo, yo, you
Like, bro.
you be like, yo, bro, look that way.
I ain't gonna lie, I done did that a couple times.
Everybody did it though. We all guilty.
Y'all nuts.
They be fire though.
Nah,
They
nah,
be
for
doing
sure,
it. It's
for
fire.
sure.
But I feel like that was lacked. Like, you see what I'm saying? You watch
Yeah.
Paid in Full, you watch old New York movies and just being from New York.
Yeah.
From like graffiti on the wall and perspective and stuff like that. Like you said, it was more genuine. It's just the vibe. It was a party. It's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Opposed to, yo, get this real quick.
Yeah, like, alright, me and my mans be.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Like, nah, bro.
Nah.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Nah, I was gonna to actually. I don't know if Jaja asked you, if Ja asked you this already, but I just wanted to see if you could help the community understand, because just like when I was reading your bio and everything, and what you're talking about with the platform, you were saying like you are looking to be more so in tune with the streetwear and the culture and everything. Like, help the community understand how you develop your style of capturing the object behind the lens.
Well, like I always like taking pictures for my friends and stuff like that, and like it's really just what I like. Like I like fashion. Like I like streetwear. Like I don't really like high end fashion. Like I'm not a shirt and tie type of dude. I don't mind doing it, but I just always like sweats and jeans and like, you know, just jackets and bomber jackets, varsity jackets, stuff. I always like that type of swag. So
Yeah.
I just like capturing people in their everyday moments in that type of fashion, if that makes sense.
No.
Like that's what I like.
Absolutely, and I definitely agree, because just as you was giving different descriptions, it was taking me back to like back in the days, like when you see people with like the different bomber jackets. You feel what I'm saying? Like the certain jeans and the sweatsuits.
Nah, I feel it.
You feel what I'm saying?
Because fashion
And it's from New York.
influences photography for the most part.
Heavily. You feel what I'm saying? From the
Especially New York.
You feel what I'm saying? From down to the runway, from down to just taking regular pictures.
Nah, for
you
real.
feel what I'm saying?
It's
But
everything.
It's
Like,
everything.
Everything we like. Basketball. You look at before the games. They always got Dwayne Wade back in the day. He got the crazy skirt on with the whatever. But it's just like we're always being shown what somebody else is wearing. So it's like fashion is in everything. Just like music is in everything. Just like photography is in everything.
It's like all 360.
It's all intertwined, bro.
So you know, we all want to be paid for what we do. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what kind of mindset, like, what advice would you give somebody that's starting, and like, what kind of like mindset would you tell them to have the opportunity to monetize their brand?
Yeah, amazing.
Well, honestly, it's all about what you think your product is worth. Like I said, money isn't really like money. There's no label for how much something should be. Like, if I feel like something should be $100,000, then that's how I feel it should be. And somebody else might think that too. But like I said with the painting, I could bring my friend here and he like, that's not even worth $2. And he's like, well, don't buy it then, you know? So it's like, I would give whoever's starting out the advice, whatever you think your stuff is worth, be realistic with yourself first. Know, all right, am I doing enough work to be charging what I'm charging? Am I gonna be on time? Am I gonna be professional to charge what I'm charging? If not, then you gotta, you know, think about that yourself and come up with it. Like, you base it on what you want to base
Plan
it
it.
on.
Come back to the drawing board.
Just be realistic about everything you do. Like, $500 for 30 minutes of picture is crazy. I think that's crazy. Like, that's
How much?
$500 for just 30 minutes.
And I
So
feel
that's
that-
what people charge, and that's what they want to charge. That's cool. Like, that's go get your
Because they know they self-worth.
Yeah, and that's
I
what
feel
you're
that.
worth, and that's how you feel. To me, it's not that to me.
And what is that perspective?
Yeah.
And like for me personally, just to like relate, it's like I'm a type of dude like I don't mind like splurging on some luxurious things. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't mind that. I ain't about to go out and spend like 2 bands or like 1,500 on some jeans.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? You got some guys outside that would do that. My cousin, on the other hand, you feel what I'm saying? Respectfully, I don't mind that. But like for me, I don't see myself doing that. So whether or not you spending money or looking to make money in what you're doing, just be mindful of the value of it.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? The value it gotta be important. Like my brother said, if you feel like what you're doing in your photography craft when you start, it's not gravitating to enough people. You feel what I'm saying? If you're not showing value enough to a lot of people, then you got to come back to the drawing boards and figure something out.
No, I think too, like going back to what you were saying about the discipline and just the work and everything. I think is really like being real with yourself. Like it's about taking that shit serious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't have a brand, a platform, or wanting to start anything, and you think that you worth 20 bands for 5 seconds, but you ain't taking that shit serious. Like, hey, Jose,
people person,
get out of here.
People can't even talk to you.
Yeah, and
that's a big.
That's big, bro. I think, and that's what I love about. Like, we all worked at a job before, but when it comes to just the workforce, one of my biggest things I love is customer service. I feel like that applies to all parts of life. Relationship building, from just power of your networking, having a good relationship and knowing how to speak to people is so vital. And that could play in your huge favor being a photographer. Now you like, now you got their contacts, retention now. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I do. Like every time I go somewhere, like I went to Aruba this summer. I went to DR this summer. I'm every time somebody told me, "Hey, what you do?" Or I'm a photographer. I like taking pictures. Every time, like I just want to put it out there. Like if you interested, I'm gonna let you know this is what I do. I think I'm a cool person, so
absolutely.
People be showing love, and I'm gonna just keep networking how I network. Keep trying to make these relationships.
I wanna like, cause we got something real special for y'all.
Yes,
but before I even go there. My mentor told me one time, right, and this is going with the whole goal process thing. My mentor told me one time, like, when a person has a goal and they achieve that goal, just think about this, chew on this, y'all. That happiness at that moment, realizing that person completed that goal, is the biggest form of happiness ever. Just think about a goal you had, bro. Think about a goal that you ever had. You attained that goal in that moment of pure happiness. That's one of the biggest pure of happiness, bro.
Financial freedom for me.
You went straight to it. He said, "Fuck this."
I already know what I want.
Freedom and mobility.
That's it. Like once you free to move how you want to move, you're liberated. Nobody can tell you nothing.
That's when you know you feel good.
That's when I'm sturdy.
What about you, bro?
You know what I'm saying?
Like the question is like what has happened or what?
No, like have you both of y'all have y'all ever experienced a goal and in that moment when you like, yo, I just did that. Yeah. That's the bro, because you disciplined yourself, you was consistent, you didn't have a plan B, you never looked back, and you attained that goal. And you did it. Now you can do it again.
All right. Well, financial freedom not as yet. We digress a little bit.
Nah, but shit,
we
gonna get there.
Yeah, especially with that LC move, we done fucked the whole game up.
Get there. But for me, not to cut you off, GP, I feel like for me personally, I feel like it is just taking care of my body and my health. Just being more mindful of that. Because before I was eating bullshit. Bullshit. I mean, real honest, but just being more mindful, just being more in control of my diet and my decision making. You feel what I'm saying? Because a lot of people think when they hungry, you feel what I'm saying, they gotta eat what they want to eat. No. You feel what I'm saying? That's just what is that?
The parasites, the craving.
The cravings. Perfect. I didn't want to use the other word, but the cravings. You feel what I'm saying? We have our desires. But now you gotta really think, those are short-term desires, that's temporary desires that's gonna make you feel semi-full, and then in another 30 minutes to an hour you hungry again.
I hate that shit.
You feel me?
That's why fast food is the worst, bro. You eat that shit, the next hour you like, bro.
And I'm not making it seem like what I eat now, like the healthier diet, like as soon as I eat that, I'm full for the day. I'm not about to make it seem like that, but you gotta portion it out. You gotta balance everything out. You can't eat just straight junk. You feel what I'm saying? So my fault for cutting you off, just to finish it off and wrap it up. Just being more mindful of how I intake, how often I intake, and just being consistent with it has made me feel very happy.
Now I feel like you hit on the nail, bro. But this is a surprise for y'all. Mr. Who Took This. So we got 5 words for you, King.
And before we even give you that,
Talk.
highly appreciate your soul. You could have been anywhere else, King. For real, for real.
Talk dirty. That's your shirt.
Come on, show me love, baby. Love is love. You know the
Some love,
vibes.
King. Give some love. Come on now. So listen, Still Sharp and Still presents Let's Rap. We got 5
You
words.
think he ready?
My man's a photographer.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot
So
of pressure right now.
high pressure. 5
Make
words.
diamonds though. That's what it is.
Talk dirty. So we're gonna play the beat right now. You got 5 words. You got your card. You got it in front of you.
Let's do it. Let's rock and roll.
The couch bit it.
Alright.
Let the beat drop.
Tell me up a little bit, man.
So before we start, we're gonna let the beat drop, right? The 5 words is Who Took This, Lens, Brooklyn, Flash, action, baby.
Hold on. Cause it's still sharp and still.
Talk about it.
And who took this? Hold on. I said lights, camera, action when I pull up on the scene. BK born, so you know the fit clean. I told her don't blink. When it flash, you bump my lens, I'm only taking cash. Who took this? And Triple S, be the best. Come
on.
You know me, Gucci, always in the set.
Yeah, that was. You know, every time somebody do a Let's Rap, all I say was that was the best one. That was the best one.
But now it's always love it. It's
No, but
always
see,
love
I
it.
felt like I was in. I felt like I was at Big Ticket just now. That was good. That was
That was
good.
gangster. That was gangster. And I like the feature in the beginning. I like the feature in the beginning.
Yeah, ad-libs.
I like the feature. Come on.
But before we wrap this shit up, there's a kid out there that wants to start the photography journey.
Absolutely.
What advice would you give to him? And what advice would you give to your 18-year-old self?
First, I'll get a kid. I say, just keep shooting. Just shoot. Every day, just shoot something. Shoot. Don't stop shooting. Every day you wake up in the morning, take a picture of your orange juice. Take a picture of your dog, something.
Right.
I don't know. Be creative. That's where you get your creativity from. My 18-year-old self, I would have told my 18-year-old self to not spend money on sneakers and spend money on the camera at that very moment, because I feel like I would have just been like way crazy about
Early
it.
investments.
Way crazy. But it's like, it's life. You can't, everybody process. You get in where you fit in. So,
No, for sure.
just everybody stay motivated, man. Keep working. Don't let nobody, try to sway you out of doing what you want to do. Still, yeah.
That's what it is. Still Sharp, Still. We out of here.
You know the vibes.